Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Lottie and today we're going to look at yoga for your back. So this will be really good for anyone who is suffering from any tension or tightness in your lower part of your spine, especially getting around the glute area and the sacrum part of the back. So get into something that you can feel really comfortable in, and make sure to consult your doctor if you are suffering from any back problems, just to get you all okay to practice gentle yoga moves like this one that we will be doing. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to come down to the floor, going to lie down onto your back and drawing your knees straight in towards your chest. So just making sure the shoulders are down away from the ears here. You're placing the hands on top of the shins and just squeezing them lightly in towards the chest. Have a slight tuck of the chin to the chest here. Make sure the neck is nice and long. You can close your eyes off here, and then we're just going to take the knees for a little rock side to side. Super good little massage, a self-massage for the lower part of your spine and your back. You're also getting into the glutes here if you start to take the knees in a circular motion. So really getting into the padded corners. So we're working at massaging the muscle groups that surround the spine here. Coming to the glutes, the sacrum part of the back. Just seeing if you can incorporate the breath as well with the movement. So really breathing into this lower part of your back, down into the base of the belly. Keep it nice and soft in the upper part of your body. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Okay, nice. Let's come to land the right foot down onto the mat. We're going to take the left leg across the right thigh at a right angle. We're going to come into a supine pigeon pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to draw both legs in towards the chest and come to grab the hands underneath on the right thigh, on the back of the hamstring. Okay, so we've got both feet flexed here. This knee is actively drawing away from the body, so we're really opening up into the outer side of our left thigh, working down into the glute. So you can make this as strong or soft as you want. Just really listen to how your body feels today. Just do what feels good for you. Again, you can close your eyes off. Remember to keep nice and soft in the upper body. Focus it back on breathing down into the base of your spine. You can come to find a bit of movement as well if that feels good. You can take it for a little rock from side to side again. If you do want to go a little deeper into the stretch, you can come to clasp the hands over across the shin. Draw the knees in towards the body. Keep the feet flexed. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Okay, wherever the hands are clasped, release the hands away from the leg. Come to land that right foot onto the mat. We're going to let go of the left foot and start to extend the leg up to the ceiling. Don't worry too much about keeping the leg straight. You can keep a bend in the knee here if the hamstrings feel quite tight. Okay, so we're going to get hold of the hands. Come to place them around the calf or on the back of the hamstring, the back of the leg. And again, we're actively drawing this leg in towards the body. You should feel a good stretch all the way down this hamstring into the glute area as well. So let's just pay a little bit of attention to this lower part of the back. So if you feel like the back is coming off your mat at all, or you're arching in your lower back, just slightly pick up the bum and then slightly tuck the pelvis under and then lower the back down. So your back should be flush to the mat, as in it lies completely flat against it. So you've got that nice padding on the back. You're breathing here into the legs, wherever the hands are. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then gently release, lower the left foot down and switching the legs over, taking the right foot across the left thigh. Coming to thread the hands either onto the back of the thigh or round onto the shin. Maybe have a little test, see how the leg feels. One side will always feel a bit tighter than the other. Flexing both feet. Take a nice long inhale, feel the belly, feel the lungs. And then as you exhale, see if you can draw both legs in towards the chest. Feel that deep stretch down the outer side of your right leg, really hitting that IT band, those glutes. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. And then gently release the hands, plant that left foot down and extend the right toes up to the ceiling. Come to take hold of the thigh or come onto the calf, wherever the hands land, where they feel comfortable. Start to draw this right leg in towards the body, keep the feet flexed. Again, breathing, make sure you're staying soft in the upper body. Checking in with that lower part of your back, make sure it's glued down into the mat. Let's take 2 deep breaths. Okay, gently release, let both legs come down to the floor. A little bit of a windscreen wiper of the legs, so dropping knees over to the left and then over to the right. Just release the spine, the back, taking them one side and then the other. Okay, cool. Draw the knees back up. We're going to cross them over at the knees and then come to lift the head off the mat. Take the hands and come to see if you can catch hold of the shins or the ankles. Okay, see if you can really keep that cross down. And then as you take your next exhale, lower the head back onto the mat. Draw the ankles down towards the floor. Okay, this should feel a good stretch on either side of the legs. You're targeting into that lower back again. And then again, you can take a little sway from side to side, or you can have a nice bit of stillness. Just really anchoring down through the ankles. Opening into the legs. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths. And then with your next exhale, gently release the hands from the ankles, shoot both legs up to the sky, straighten through the back of the legs, little shake, and then come to cross them the opposite way round. Dropping the ankles down, come to catch hold of the ankles or the shins, keeping that bind over at the knees. And again, as you take your big inhale, create a bit of space, and then exhale, drop the head back onto the mat. Draw the feet down towards the floor. You're actively pulling the ankles down, feeling that stretch through the legs. Now if you're finding this way too difficult with the legs binded, just keep them down with the knees in towards the chest. like we did at the beginning. So your hands might be on the ankles, they might be on the tops of the feet or the shins. Just have a little try, whatever feels good for you. Okay, gently release. Let go of the legs, shoot them up to the sky again, and again just give the legs a bit of a shake. Okay, come to land the feet onto the mat. Wiggle them so that the heels are a little bit closer towards your sitting bone. Just take your hands down by your sides and see if you can tickle the back of your heels. Draw the knees so they are in line with your hips. Take the hands down by the side and press the palms into your mat. With your next inhale, you're going to tuck the tailbone under and start to lift the hips up away from the floor. Engage through the glutes, engage through the quads. Slight tuck of the chin to the chest, and we're coming up to a bridge pose. Just taking a couple of breaths here. We're going to start nice and soft to begin with. So I'm really switching on my thighs here, my glutes. I'm pressing into my feet. Okay, with your next exhale, gently lower the hips down, the spine, and release. Okay, again, take your next inhale. We're going to scoop the tailbone under. Start to lift through the hips. I'm slowly, one by one, lifting my spine off the mat. So imagine if each vertebrae is coming off one at a time. Okay, lifting the hips up to the ceiling, engaging the glutes, engaging the thighs. Really lifting those hips high. Take 2 breaths here. And then with your next exhale, gently lower the spine down with the hips landing last. Okay, last time. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Start to lift through the hips. Engage the core, the glutes and the thigh. Lift, 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 lift. Maybe slightly come up onto the shoulders. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Really tensing through the glutes, the quads. Take 1 more big inhale. And then as you exhale, gently lower the spine down. And release. Come to draw the knees into the chest. Draw the head up to the knees. Give yourself a squeeze. Little rock from side to side. And then we're going to come to land on one side of the body. Gently press the hand into your mat. Shuffle over into a seated position. And we're going to extend the right leg down the mat. Bring the left foot next to the right thigh. Just remove the fleshy part of your bum so you can ground your seat. Okay, inhale both arms above the head here, nice long through the back. As you exhale, we're going to twist over to the left side. Come to land the left hand behind us and wrap the right arm around the left leg. Okay, coming to find a nice easy twist. Pointing the right toes up to the ceiling here. Gazing over the left shoulder. And to bring that spine out, nice little twist through the lower part of your back, the upper back. With your next inhale, see if you can find a bit more lift in the upper back. And exhale, twisting a little deeper. Let's take 1 more breath here. Okay, gently exhale, release, come back round to center. Extend the left leg out, bring the right foot towards the inside of the left thigh. Okay, inhale, reach both arms above the head, find a bit of length. And then exhale, twisting over to the right. Hug the left arm around the right leg. Right hand comes behind us as we find our twist. Gazing over that right shoulder. With each inhale, see if you can find a bit more lift through the torso. Okay, with your next exhale, gently release. Come back round to center. Extend both legs out in front of us. Okay, again, remove the fleshy parts of your bum. Slight bend at the knees here. Inhale, lift the arms above the head, find length. Find that lift in the lower back and also in the core. As you exhale, reach the arms forward. Reach, 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 reach. And then release. Release the arms down and come to catch hold of the shins, the ankles, the feet. Remember, keep this bend in the knee. We're focusing on lengthening and stretching out the back here. Drop the head down, release through the neck. And just take a couple of deeper breaths here. If you feel like you're not getting much of a stretch, and then start to lengthen the backs of the legs out a bit more. Find a bit more of a stretch. Okay, with your next inhale, gently roll the spine back to your seated position. Nice. Okay, we're going to make our way over onto all fours, swinging the legs behind us. Coming to spread the fingers nice and wide. Pressing into the palms of the hands so you have this lifting motion through the shoulders. Try not to collapse through the shoulders. Slight tug of the tailbone, engaging through the core here. Okay, with your next inhale, start to drop the belly down, open through the shoulders and take your gaze forward. We're going to come into a bit of spinal flexion. And then as you exhale, scoop the belly up, round through the spine and tuck the chin to the chest, coming to our cat-cow. Just press into the tops of the toes, make sure those feet stay grounded. Okay, with your next inhale, start to drop the belly down again, take the gaze forward. Open through the chest. Exhale, rounding through the spine, tucking the chin to the chest. Feel that stretch on the upper back. Inhale as you drop the belly down, take the gaze forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round. Okay, come to find that neutral back again, nice flat back. Just take it from side to side. So bumping the hips from one side to the other, gazing over the opposite shoulder. Just get into the obliques a little bit. Okay, come back to the tabletop. Move the hands forward a little bit in front of you. Spread the fingers wide. Tuck the toes under and start to press into the feet as you lift the hips high to the ceiling. Come to find yourself in your downward dog position. Okay, so you can keep a bend in the knees here. We're really looking at lifting the hips up as high as you can, keeping that nice length in your spine. Give a little shake, nod of the head, make sure it's nice and soft through the back of the neck. And then we're just going to bend through one knee at a time. So pedaling through the feet here, stretching the back of the legs out, strengthening through the shoulders, the hips, the back, the legs. Remembering to breathe, don't hold your breath in downward dog. If it's too much, you can always come down onto the knees and take a little break. Okay, let's take 3 more deep breaths here. You can either be still in downward dog, or you can carry on having a little bit of movement. So really focusing on keeping that nice length, stretching the spine out, lengthening the back of the legs, those big muscle groups. Okay, let's take 1 more breath here. And then with your next inhale, take a good generous bend in the knees, gaze between the hands, and start to walk the feet halfway up your mat. Okay, feet should be hip distance apart. Just sweep the hands back to your feet. You're coming to find yourself in a forward fold. Take an inhale as you come to find halfway lift. Sweep the hands halfway up the legs until you come to a flat back. Lengthen the spine out, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, fold forward again, release. Release the arms down and come to catch opposite ends of the elbows. Drop the head down in between the hands. And just feel really nice and heavy in the upper body here. Allow gravity to kind of draw the upper body down. Lengthen the backs of the legs out. Just enjoy breathing here, feeling that good stretch in the whole body. Remember, you can keep a bend at the knees if that feels better. Really listening to how your body feels. You might feel good to take the upper body for a little sway from side to side. Again, this is good to release any knots or tension in the lower back or the upper back. Okay, let's take 3 deep breaths in our forward fold. And then with your last exhale, release the arms back down to your mat. Inhale, we're going to come to find that halfway lift again. Lengthen through the back, through the neck. And then as you exhale, release, come to take the hands down to your mat. Step the knees, the feet back. Shuffle the knees to the width of your mat or wider than your hips. Allow the big toes to come to touch together and drop the sitting bones down into the heels. Reach the arms above the head here. Take a nice big inhale, feel the lungs lengthen the back out. Gaze down between the arms, and then with your exhale, release, lower the chest, the head down into the mat. And you've come to find an extended child's pose. So I would definitely recommend staying in this pose for at least 5 minutes. It's super nourishing for the whole body, but especially for those who maybe are suffering from a bit of back pain, long term, short term. This will be really good for just gently easing any pressure or tension or tightness in that back. Just making sure you're really incorporating some deeper, longer breaths in this position. You can always grab a cushion and prop it in the middle and pop your head on top of the cushion. Make it as comfortable as you can. You can close your eyes off. Just focus on this nourishing resting pose. Start by rocking the head from side to side. It's a nice little massage on the forehead. Little trick. Okay. Sliding the hands back towards the body. Pressing into the palms and slowly bring yourself up to a seated position. You can come back onto the heels or come round onto your bum. Just take it nice and slow to begin with. Take a couple of moments to breathe. Maybe a couple of rolls in the shoulders or the neck. And when you're ready, you can go about your day. Thanks guys. See you soon. Bye.